Hello, friends and followers. Happy Friday. Well, again, here sits the Tempo 1. And I've been using this radio here and there to listen to people talk when I'm working sometimes. And what's been irritating is the display on this thing. When I'm sitting on a desk here, I can't really see it from that angle very well. But when I did see it, it didn't seem like the left and right sides agreed. And indeed, they did not. So if you have one of these and you're trying just to see where you are in frequency wise, you're stuck using this little scale here, which is fine, but what has to happen is the left and right sides have to agree perfectly and immensely. So what I mean is, and if I could get my fingers out of the way here, the light situated properly. So here we go, and you see that 0 and 500 now line up exactly with the pointer here. Let me get some light in here. Okay, there's the pointer. I think you can see it. There's a little black pointer nibby nib that sticks out on either side. And for this to be linear and tracking right, it has to exactly say it's on 0 and 500 if you're on 0. And so like about there, it should be on 0. Okay, now if I go to 450, it should line up on the 450 and the 50. Do you see what I'm saying here? It was not doing that before. And I thought, how am I going to fix that? And it turns out you have to bend the assembly of the part that holds that little screen thing with the arrows on it. So that's what I ended up doing. That seemed extreme to me, but it worked. So I didn't want to take this apart. Again, this is number 3 junk radio, and I've been working on it. It does receive well, but it was driving me nuts that I really couldn't get the frequencies right when I was trying to go somewhere. I'd say, oh, this scale is, whacked, and I kept saying I could interpolate, add add maybe 50 kcs or something, or 30 kcs. I'm like, I'm not going to keep doing that. So anyway, now this works right, and here's the secret. So this pointer here to pointer here, so the little tiny black pointers were not level, so these were not at a 90, and this one was probably down a few degrees or something and causing me mass confusion. So to fix that, all I did was this. Here's my great secret that you have to learn, or not, but anyway, a pair of needle nose, and just put it on this bracket here like that, and just bend this thing up a little bit. So I just really bend this up a tiny bit. You don't want to go too far and have the wheel scrape because it'll reduce the clearance here, but go far enough that those marks are level. And once that happens, you'll be a very happy camper with your Henry Tempo 1 or your Yaesu FT200. So you want to have accurate dials. And what I've tried to do in this radio is when I receive on different bands, I don't want to have to be mucking around with getting the frequency zeroed out. So what do I mean? Okay, so we're on, say, 40 meters here. And so now if I go down to like a 0, and in this case we're at what? 400, 100. Okay, so we're at 100. We're at 7.1 on 40 meters. And now if I turn on the calibrator, like that, and the volume. Okay, that's pretty much notch on. But what would be nice is, if I now go, say, to 80 meters, I would want that to be 0 at the same place. So as you can see, it's not. It's close. Well, that's pretty close. That's as close as I've seen it ever. So there's 80 and 40 are pretty much in agreement. Now we're back on 40 meters again. Pretty close. Let's go now to 20 meters. Now you can see that one's off. So I'd want to bring that thing up a kc.5. And there are ways to do that with capacitors on the injection crystals here, which are there, but they don't quite net me right. So I probably got to solder on some picofarad capacitors onto there to get it right. Anyway, but my goal is that everything, anytime I turn the band button here, it's at 0. Okay, now this is 15 meters. And you can see that one's off too. And off the other way. So I want to get these so that I'm always at 0 no matter what. Here's 10. Let's see, no, that's not right. Here's 10, click. There's 10 right there. So 10 and 15 are sort of close. Let's see. Yeah, they are. Those are in agreement. 20 is a little that way. 40, pretty much, well, a little toward the other bands. 80. Anyway, I would like to get these there so they're dead nuts on 0. That's been my goal, but at least now the frequency lines up. I can see 400 and 100. Well, that looks a little bit off, but that's pretty close. Yeah, so I can see 400, 100. So it's pretty much nuts on now. Okay, that's my video. Again, this is how to calibrate the two areas here to look correctly by bending the fixture here with a pair of needle nose. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.